This is Tanner with Charlotte Ski Boats, and I'm here today standing on the Formula 330 CBR, and I'm gonna show y'all a couple of things that I really like about this boat. This boat's 33 feet overall length. We have twin Ilmor engines in this boat, and this is our crossover bow rider series. So this gives me both really nice above deck bow space and a cabin down below that's really cool. Formula was the first one to do this, first one to come out with this, and these are some of their best selling boats. Come aboard this 330 with me and let's check it out. I'm here in the bow of this 330 CBR, and we have a really nice setup up here. Right now I have both cockpit tables set up, but there's also an option to put bow filler cushions up here and turn the whole bow into a big, nice lounge area. I have cup holders, USB charging ports, and speakers up here, so this is a great place to get up in the bow of the boat and enjoy the sun. We're here at the helm of this 330 CBR, and I want to talk about a few things that make this boat really easy to use, easy to drive, and relaxing for the driver. So the Raymarine screen here is really nice. It's going to give me really big, detailed lake charts of the lake. So I can see the map up here, I can see depth contours, and I can see a lot of good info for like engine information and everything like that on the boat. I have the Ilmor dedicated screen right to the right of that, and that's going to give me all the vitals for the engines at all times. Any kind of warnings, alarms, anything like that can be diagnosed on that screen, as well as it shows the joystick controls, which are one of my favorite things about the boat. So the joystick makes this boat really easy to maneuver. I can walk it side to side, I can spin it in place. It makes docking a breeze. Anyone can do it. Within a few minutes of practice on this boat, you'll be docking this 33-foot boat like you've been doing it your whole life. So that's really nice and a huge selling feature of this boat. The stereo controls are right here, of course, and then I have a switch panel to control various functions across the boat. But this helm setup's really nice. I like how we have the option to have two people side by side. So driver, co-captain right here. And then I also have these bolsters that flip up and down if I want to see up over the windshield a little better or sit down low and be protected from wind. So really nice setup here at the helm of this boat, and definitely somewhere where you're going to be spending a lot of time. I'm down in the cabin of this 330 CBR, and this is one of the coolest features of this boat. We still have the open deck space above, but we have this cabin down below. And I have a generator, I have air conditioning, I have a microwave down here, also have a full head. So it's a great area to get down here, get out of the heat, get out of the sun, maybe have the kids take a nice nap, or just hang out for a little bit and cool off. I have my dedicated stereo system down here that's separate from the one up above, and I have a couple of different options with a filler cushion that can go in here to turn this into a little larger bed. I can hang up some shades to make it darker down here, and like I said, it's a great space for like kids to take a nap or just a little retreat from the heat. We're here in the cockpit of this 330 CBR, and this is another spot in the boat that has a lot of cool kind of setups that you can do with the boat. So these seats right behind me can flip either way depending on if we're driving the boat or just hanging out back here. This cockpit table can fill in right here. It can go here or over in the other corner of the cockpit, and then there's also some cushions that can fill in the cockpit here for lounging and laying out. So a lot of versatility, a lot of different things that we can do with the cockpit of this boat. Over to my right here, we have a refrigerator. We have a sink, and we have a little cutting station prep area. So that's really nice to have right here. I can have my cold drinks, rinse everything off in the sink right there, and then we also have a trash can located right next to that, as well as a built-in cooler in the boat. So we have a lot of amenities right here in the cockpit that make this a really, really nice setup for enjoying a full day out on the water. Right behind me here, we have a cockpit heater. This can be really nice too for cooler days or cooler evenings out on the lake. It does a nice job of heating both this observer seating area right here as well as my helm area. So it puts out a lot of air, a lot of heat, especially when I shut this windshield and shut the wind block door. It really does a nice job of warming this cockpit area up. So this is a boat that you can really use year round and get a lot of season out of, which is nice when you make this kind of investment in being on the water. One of my favorite parts about this boat is the hardtop. So we have really cool lighting throughout the hardtop. It gives the boat a really cool look and feel at night. I have speakers up here for really great sound throughout the whole cockpit. And then I also have a retractable awning here that can give me a lot of light inside the cockpit. So if we want to get some sun sitting under here, I can open it up and get great sunlight in here, or we can keep it closed and keep in the shade in the cockpit of this boat. We're here at the transom of this 330 CBR. This is a space that you're probably going to spend a lot of time at. So the lounger on the back of this boat's really nice. I can flip this seat back a couple of different ways. So I can flip it to the rear for when I'm lounging back here, or I can have it flipped the other way for when I'm sitting forward in the cockpit of the boat. I have USB charging ports over here. I have 2 cup holders back on my lounger right here. I also have a nice shower over here to my left side for rinsing off feet before we board the boat. So I slide to the back here. We have our extended swim deck on the boat. So this gives me a bigger deck area on the back here for hanging out, for getting in and out of the water. We do have a flip down boarding step on this boat that makes it really easy to get in and out of the water. I have stereo controls right here, 2 speakers on the back so we can hear the music when we're out floating, as well as 4 cup holders back on this swim deck for keeping drinks while we're out floating on the water or just hanging around this rear area of the boat. So this is a spot that you're going to spend a lot of time at on the boat, and Formula's done a really good job of designing this on this 330 CBR to get the most out of it. I'm back in our engine room here on this Formula 330, and I want to talk about the power plant we have in this boat. These are twin Ilmor 6.2 liter engines that make 430 horsepower each. So it's 860 horsepower in this boat. It gets it up and moving really quickly, really well. A couple of nice things about Ilmor. Penske Racing owns them, so they're very high performance engines. They're built right here in Mooresville, North Carolina, so they're 15-20 minutes from our dealership. So when we need support, when we need parts, when we need advice, anything like that, those guys are right here in our backyard. So we get great customer service from these guys. Another thing that's really nice, the engines are fully closed cooled. So if I ever want to take this boat to salt water and use it on the coast, that's definitely the setup I'm gonna want for running this boat in the salt. Another thing that is awesome about Ilmor, they build their own outdrives. It's called the One Drive. It's the smoothest shifting outdrive experience that I've ever had. So it's very quiet and quick in and out of gear. If you're used to kind of that gear chatter or that gear clutter on some other outdrive boats that you've been on, you're gonna be really impressed with this because there's none of that. It's a super fast, super quick, super smooth shift, and it really makes it easier to drive at low speeds, and makes the joystick system work a lot better as well when it can shift in and out of gear a lot quicker. So we pretty much use these exclusively in the Formula boats that we stock here in our Mooresville store, but we do have some other engine offerings from Formula as well if customers wish to use offerings from Mercruiser or Volvo.